quantify that for bean counters to say what the value of that is, because it'll take a generation to know at the very least.
Right.
You know, who doesn't make a bad decision because of influences that they had, and who's more comfortable with stuff. And it's funny you talk about people coming up to you, and I just recently I learned this from a instructor years ago, and I just started getting to the point of saying it, and I wish I said a long time ago, saying, with all due respect, and I mean no disrespect to anyone, if we should meet in the future in a different environment and you see me, please state your name and where you know me from when you introduce yourself, or else you're going to get a dumb stroke-like stare from me, and then I'm going to stall while I, send a little guy up in my mind palace to get the reel-to-reels out to go back and try and narrow it down, because people say, oh, Lieutenant Troxel, long time no see. You go, hey, you, how you doing, guy?
Well, and especially with our line of work, after being on the job this long, it's you even worried, do I know you for a good reason or a bad reason?
Right.
And sometimes it's been long ago, if it was a bad reason, the person that recognizes you doesn't realize it's for that either, Well, they don't know you're the guy that locked them up 15 years ago. They just know they recognize you for some reason.
Well, the DA, the previous DA in Delaware County would tell stories about people coming up that he had been part of locking up, but they would come up and they were thankful to him because it changed their life.
So some people do.
It does happen. Some
it does
people
happen.
Really do appreciate it. It's not all a horror story, and I think that's what messes things up, is because we only hear the horror stories. If it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that there's not enough. Not that it would have helped you at all, but it would have been good for people to see. On the lighter side. Cop rescues deer. Let's take a look at that footage.
Let's take a look at the flight.
Yeah, whoa, that deer went at least 8 feet in the air. Look at that.
If deer throwing was an Olympic sport, I might have qualified.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for coming. And is there anything you wanted to say that we didn't cover? I mean, not that...
No, I really appreciate the offer. It's been a great experience. I enjoyed coming out, and hopefully we get a good response, and it ups your listenership by at least one.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll get a chance to come back and talk about something else at a later date.
I probably lost a deer lover, so we're probably a wipe. But thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Okay, Russell, hit the button.